Hi everyone, Monique here, Intuitive Soul Savant. Welcome back to the channel. I'm an astrologer, numerologist, soul coach, and long-time spiritual seeker. And spiritual seeking leads us all the way back to ourselves. However, we do need to take that journey, because on that journey, we learn more about our true self and who we are, and we can release the patterns of who we thought we were. So today's video is celebrating the new moon in Taurus, and we have a new moon as I am posting this Taurian video, understanding Taurus, and the ruling planet for Taurus is Venus, and Venus also co-rules Libra. So Taurus, the energy of Taurus rules the second house of a horoscope. You may not have Taurus in the second house. However, the energy of Taurus is all about the second house. Now, mundane astrology would say that is how you earn your money, right? But we can go a little bit deeper than that, because we earn our money in comparison to how we feel about ourselves. So the second house is all about self-worth. Now, let's think about it. We started, the first sign of the horoscope is a fire sign, Aries. Whoosh, that fiery energy, that childlike expression of I am. I want, I'll go and get it. So by the time we get to the second house, which is the first earth sign, the soul has learnt by then, yes, they have an I am presence and they have desires, they can go and get those desires. Well, the second house is all about, well, do I feel worthy of those desires? The Aries doesn't ask that question, am I worthy or not? It's more, I want, I will go and get. Whereas with Taurus and the first earth sign, it's more a grounded energy. And it's more a thinking about, what do I really want and need? Okay. So Taurus, second house ruler, ruled by Venus, the energy of Venus. Now, Venus rules Libra, but it's more about relationships when we talk about Libra. With Taurus, it's about our worth, our values. What do we value in life? And there's a little bit of thought that goes behind that. The color for Taurus is green, that beautiful, earthy green color. And the green is the heart chakra. And the higher resonance of the heart chakra is pink, which is Libra's color. Okay, so it's all about our self-worth and our values. Now, our Taurian brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, friends come across very calm and very grounded. They can also come across rather placid, and they are very deliberate about what they do. You do not run into a room in that fiery energy and say, quick, we've got to run, because the Taurus will not jump. Okay, it's a fixed sign, Taurus. Taurus will look around and be deliberate about the move that they make. They can come across very patient, because coming into the second house of self-worth and values, the Taurian energy understands patience. Whereas the Aries energy, I want it now, and I'm not waiting. The second sign of the zodiac, Taurus, I can wait. I know what I value, and what I value is worth waiting for. So they come across as patient. And they also come across as peaceful. They're not your loud Leo, right? They're not a loud energy. They are deliberate, quiet, placid, calm energy. Now, there's always other factors of a chart. The rising sign could be in a fire energy. It could be in a water energy, the rising, which could change the sun sign of the Taurus. But the behind all of that is a deliberate, slow-moving energy. Taurus moves slowly. Their animal, you'll see, is the bull. All right, and bulls are very big. They're not horses. They're bulls, and they plod along. So Tauruses, as they're moving towards their values, they plod. They are patient in waiting for these things to come to them. Now, the thing about Taurus, and this is what we can all do in a Taurus moon, is our comfort. We can help ourselves to be comfortable. Taurians are sensual beings, so they love the feel of velvet cushions and nice sheets and lovely plates. They love the comfort of the home environment. They're also very good at gardening. In the earth, they're the first earth sign, so they're very good at seeing the beauty, Venus, in our nature. All right, so you'll find a lot of Taurians love to potter around with plants, indoor plants or their outdoor plants around their home. Home security is very important to the Taurians, similar to the Cancer. The moon is new today in Taurus, and that moon loves, it's its most favorite position to be in Taurus, probably because of that comfort, that nurturing of the self, looking after our home comforts. So therefore, they may come across as very materialistic, and they are. The Taurian security lays in materialism. If I have enough, I will feel secure within myself. Therefore, I will be patient to save the money, make the money, because they're very hard workers. All earth signs are hard workers. So as the first earth sign, Taurians can be relied on as great employees to have in your business. So the security with money, they can go overboard with that security and become misers. And the mundane negative energy, you could say, about a Taurian is hoarding, having too much stuff, because my stuff makes me feel secure in the world. All right, so Taurians need to be careful of that they don't become too focused on materialism, where they block themselves off from relationship. They're steady going, they're stable, and they're predictable. We can predict a Taurus's behavior because, unlike their Aries brother, they're not radical. They take their time. They think about things. What are my values? What do I value in life? What's going to make me feel secure in walking my life path? Now, Taurians also have a name for being stubborn. Stubborn as a bull. And when I was learning astrology decades and decades ago, I used to think of that saying, that they'd rather stand on the train tracks and have the train hit them rather than step off and be wrong. Okay, so they can be very stubborn. Taurians, but remember, they are a fixed sign. They don't like fast Uranian type change. So it has been difficult for the Taurians to host Uranus in their sign. And I know many Taurians, when Uranus first went into Taurus, wow, it flipped them because they weren't used to that energy. Okay, now as stubborn as they can be, they also come across as easygoing. Okay, it's that flowing, calm, placid, deliberate, domesticated energy. And they can also, in relationship, take a trait from their polar opposite, Scorpio, of possessiveness in relationship and possessiveness of their materialistic things that they have accumulated. So if you borrow something from a Taurus, you want to make sure that number one, you bring it back, and number two, you bring it back the way that it was linked to you. All right, because that is very important to them, because they've worked hard to receive what materialistic objects they have in their life. So they can be a little possessive. All right, there's no doubt about that. Taurians are very thorough. They're very determined like the bull, and they will just plod along. They can get into a rut. Tauruses can get into a rut because they're a fixed sign, and change makes them break out in a rash, fixed signs. And so, you know, it's important that Taurus is aware of that, that when it's time to go, it's time to go. Okay, so any pain and discomfort in living that comes for Taurians is because they've stayed in their rut and they haven't evolved, okay, when the time has required it of them. Now, the other beautiful thing about the Taurian energy ruled by Venus is Taurians are very, very creative. They're artistic, okay, and they're practically artistic. So painters, Taurians can create beautiful, beautiful artwork, and they're also very good at music. And also Taurus, right, rules the singing voice. So Adele, they're straight off, Barbra Streisand, Cher, straight off the top of my head. Great, great singers have been known to be Taurians, right? So they rule the voice, the beautiful singing voice. And painting, you know, and their homes are decorated beautifully. If they haven't fallen into hoarding, you know, they value their homes, and they can do beautiful decoration and architecture for homes. Okay, they're very dependable and reliable because they're so grounded. Okay, and they're not going to flip on you. They're not a dual sign like, say, a Gemini or a Pisces. They're not dual. They're grounded. They're dependable. They are predictable. They know what they want, and they're not just going to flip. All right, even though Taurians may have come across like that while they've been hosting Uranus in their sign. So they're nature loving, they're earthy, great gardeners, and you know, to get the energy, think of yourself when you look after yourself and you have everything that you desire to make you feel comfortable around you. So Taurians can sometimes struggle with weight issues because they like all the lovely foods, all the lovely drinks. They're not the sign like the fire signs that are up and going to the gym. However, that rule can be broken. At my gym, I can spot the Taurians because Taurian energy is very strong. Even though they can come across as placid, if you upset a bull, my gosh, like there's two sides of the coin there, because they can either be very, very placid, but when they get angry, you've got that force of a bull, behind that energy. So there's a dichotomy there, right? And, talking about all the lovely things, like this morning, someone said, I just don't feel like doing anything. And I said, don't do anything. New moon in Taurus. Let's not beat ourselves up. Let's maybe, overeat a little sugar, or, have a nice, yummy lunch, long lunch. Maybe I'll have another glass of wine and not stop at one glass, So they've got to be a little bit careful of greed. And that greed can manifest itself in their financial situation. And only a Taurus will know how much security they need. Okay, because bottom line is they need materialistic objects around them to feel secure. Now, I'm sure on planet there's many Taurians that have been spiritual seekers like myself, and I'm an earth sign, that have evolved beyond owning stuff to make themselves feel whole. I'm sure there's many, but the basic energy of a Taurian is looking after the things I want. So Aries loses puff, the sign before. We start with the Aries. I want that. I'm going to go get it. Aries shoots out there to get it, but, they lose puff. They lose power. Whereas Taurus has learned, by the time the soul gets to Taurus, it's like, well, I don't want to lose puff, okay? I do value that. I do desire that. However, I'm going to plod and be deliberate and take my time, and eventually I'll get to the desire, to the end of the road, to get what I want, okay? So from here on in, we can watch the elements from the fire to the earth, and then the next element is air, but we will discuss that next month. All right, so with Taurus, you can rely on a Taurian. However, if a Taurian has a lot of trauma and wounding, they definitely need to seek help, because their bottom line is security, feeling secure in this life. And we know, like a Uranian Aquarian, they don't care what they own. They don't care. They're into minimalism. They don't have to have stuff to make them feel secure. They need freedom to make themselves feel secure. Whereas the Aries likes the stability, likes to be grounded, likes to know that the pay packet's coming, because they value the pay packet, because that makes them feel secure. So we're not here to judge anybody. We're just here to to learn the different energies. So can you see the difference between a Venus-ruled Taurus and a Venus-ruled Libra? All right. Relationships aren't as important to the Taurus as they are to the Libra. However, both signs love beauty and all of the pretty things in life. Okay. So they're quite simple characters, okay? They are quite simple. Their negatives can just be that holding on too tightly, possessiveness, stubbornness, and hoarding, and being a little overindulgent, in the belly, in all of the lovely tasting things in life that we all can enjoy. But with Taurus, they don't care. I just want to look after myself, and I'll have a second portion. Thank you very much. And there's no shame for them either with that, because they're here to enjoy. They're here to enjoy the earthy, materialistic things in life. Okay? There's nothing high and mighty about the Taurian. All right? And they come in all shapes and sizes too. But remember, we look at the whole chart. So, you know, you're not just a Taurus. You've got a rising sign, and your natal moon is in another sign. But our basic Tauruses like their security. So I want to wish all of you a happy new moon. You may be looking at this video down the track, and it's not the new moon, but it's being released when we're having a beautiful Taurus new moon, and it's not a narky new moon. It's a very comfortable, lazy type new moon, all right? And that's Taurus for you. Just take your time and ask the question, what do I value? Not what my family told me I should value. What do I value? Because whatever I value, I have a path to get to that. Okay, so I thank you all. Lovely to see you all again, and I'll be back. I'll be back. And have a beautiful new moon. Bye.